Do 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 do. Oh my gosh, I'm mythic. What's the set code of this? How do I what? How do people find the set codes? Like, are they in the news section? Well, if it was, it's not there anymore. Oh no! Twitch has to remind me that the view streak has been broken, and I now must let you know that you've ruined that, because Twitch needs to make sure that you know. Ohm 1? Well, that's not it. After what happened with Vivi, I don't know if Dak Faden's very good at all, though. Ooh. What's the set code of this stuff? I just want the set code. I'm acting like if I sit here and think long enough, I'll find it. Okay, it's still that stupid thing. Ugh. Wait. Is this it? This isn't it, is it? Leovold's not in this list of cards? Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. Don't listen to me. It's right down here. I feel like Dress Down is actually kind of interesting. Oh, we got Unmarked Grave. A good-looking Green Sun Zenith. That's pretty cool. Why would... What? How come I haven't seen anyone play this yet? I feel like Upheaval's really, really, really stupid. Like, why do they put this in the game? Yeah, Upheaval's weird. Like, who... It doesn't win, it's just like an annoying random... This is weird. Okay, Leovold might be really good just because you can play it on turn 2. Otherwise, eh. That might actually be so important that we run the Goose. Might not have to, though. We might have actually hit the point in which you don't need every single 1-minute ramp spell anymore. Might have just we just have so many now. I don't think I've ever played a deck with every single one of them. I'm usually missing 1 or 2. It has to be white because of Avacyn's Pilgrim. So it has to be green-white. And then I think you can run all of them. Oh, you know, you have the blue one now that finds Crow Mox or Mox Amber. So I suppose you'd also have to be blue. I think I would consider that one a real one. So... Is Narset worth it for the same logic? Maybe. Just a redundant... Does it... Oh, I don't have it. Ooh! Wait. There it is. Oh, there's an apostrophe. Well, probably won't get access to that one. But it is there. I don't think I can craft it. Yeah, Tamiel's alright. Yeah, I guess. I don't know if... This ability isn't really that scary, I feel. By the time you do this, I think your opponent's kind of done with worrying about their hand and whatnot. That's not entirely true, honestly. That's not true. Oh yeah, Jet Collector. In main phase, more cards are graveyard. Well, it's 2 mana. There's a lot of 2 mana ramp options. I don't need to play that one. Oh, I'm gonna eat all this candy. Ugh. Nashi? I'll have to find something to do with it, but I suppose. Hello. What? I don't want this. Win the game? I wouldn't be surprised if this was tier 1. I wouldn't be too surprised. But I don't know. I kind of think Nashi's just better. Alright, this guy's a powerhouse in multiplayer. Nightmare. Is he banned? Isn't he? I think he's banned. Doesn't quite look like a tooth and nail deck. It can be, because defense is just really good too, therefore. Giant dumb. Worst fears? Yeah. People usually just concede when you cast it, but I suppose it's fine putting actual cards in there that matter. Okay, well, one thing we got to do is actually craft it, so let's do that first. 15 packs? Ugh, wizards. Does anyone have $15? We're 14 days out. We're good. I have time. Oh! Alright, that's it. That's it. That's the stream. We're done. We did it. It's over. It's all over. I didn't even have to go all the way. Actually amazing. We beat the game. Isn't this... Wait, like, this right here is, what is that? $10? Stupid. Such a stupid price for that one. Oh, that is so dumb. $10 for 4 mythics is beyond stupid. Alright, Delve cards. House Meld is fixed. It doesn't work anymore. Deluge. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe memory? Vault progress? I don't know, actually. This is better than Days Undoing? I don't think that's true. Days Undoing ends your turn by force. You can't keep playing. This costs like way more mana. That's not true at all. I mean, you could play it anyways. Card I normally wouldn't ever play. We're at 35% for the vault. Only open it like what, twice a year or something like that? I think I open it twice a year on average, if I remember correctly. I don't remember the last time I opened it. I'm surprised I'm only at 35%, but I believe it. It's in May? Oh. Oh, so it just doesn't work at all then. My opponent could just be like, no. Oh, yeah, no. Okay. Might need more removal. Yeah, 5 mana draw 7 is fine, I guess. It's alright. It does cost 5, though. Could just play the One Ring and win. Speaking of the One Ring, I probably should play the One Ring. What's better than drawing 7? Doing it for less mana and getting protection so you can't die. I don't... Yeah, you could play mono green. Okay, no flare. I don't actually like Tameo here. Maybe, what are other... Could play Miscast, actually. Miscast is okay. Anything that, like, costs 1 and protects Leovold, because it draws a card. When your opponent draws... It's like Nadu, kind of? I guess it's almost exactly like Nadu, except your opponent is the one making you draw instead of you by targeting it. Which means it's up to your opponent to target it. How do I not have Dark Ritual in here? Yeah, I know. I don't agree. Gift-heuristic study. I don't know. It's just funny. It's not even that good. Giving your opponent a heuristic study, like, you just let him have it. It's funny. Actually, in this deck, it doesn't do much for your opponent anyways, because Leovold exists. Howling Mind effect? Yeah, I could do that. You could play Howling Mind, or you could play the One Ring and just win. You could also do that. Grier Reach Sanitarium. Or just play the One Ring and win. Howling Mind is fine. Not Grier Reach, though. I don't want a colorless land like that. I think Ancient Tomb is still fine, though. Is it? No Ancient Tomb here. No Ancient Tomb here except this. Some Ancient Tombs here. Here. Ancient Tomb looks a little weird, maybe. It's actually not a lot of generic mana. Especially in the 1 or 2. Well, there's none in the 1s, but... I don't think I'm playing Mana Rocks. Yeah. I don't have to. We're green. But if I have Ancient Tomb every game, then Arcane Signet's a pretty cool card. I don't even have to... I don't have to play counter spells. No charm. Yeah, keep the counter spells to a minimum. Isn't there a Sultai removal spell? Yeah, there it is. 3 mana, blow anything up. Is that good? I mean, it's alright. It's not amazing, though. Yeah, Binding is another interesting one. Removal and ramp. Oh yeah, there's this thing. Ah, wait, no. Oh, oh. I think the Obzon one is the good one. Oh, yeah. That's true. Baleful Mastery is actually fine. If we lose Leovold, not great. I don't know. It's got flash. Wait, isn't it spelled? Uh-oh. Wait. What? I don't know. There it is. Oh, no. Alright, do I need Embercool? This is not really... It doesn't have that much ramp in it other than the 1-drops. I don't think I need both Embercool and Ulamog. I probably don't need either of them, but... Yes, it's new. Alright, I don't need the 5-minute extra turns. Every deluge. We have consult now, so... Let's not play change. Whoop! Oh, that's not what I want to do. Alright, let's try that. Let's try that. Days Undoing is worth it. I'm gonna craft this. It's just the best of the bunch there, by far. So. Dictate of Crewfix? Huh? Anyways, we're here with Leovold, Emissary of Trest, 3 mana 3/3. And then it has kind of the Narset thing. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. And then the bottom part is sort of a reverse Nadu. Whenever you, or a permanent, so Thoughtseize or Lightning Bolt, a creature or something, targeting you or permanent you control, you draw a card. You can you can still protect this, like if you get targeted and then it draws you into Spell Pierce, then you Spell Pierce your opponent. Like, you know, it's got that thing. With Narset around, the top part has already been around, and in 1v1 it isn't that crazy, right? I mean, Narset is kind of around. It's not all over the place, but it's, you know, it's around. And its ability isn't too insane. It's like Orcish Bowmasters, where there's kind of a reason you don't really see that a lot, even though it's like $100 card on paper and goes into a lot of EDH decks. It's just very good in multiplayer, right? Extremely powerful effect in multiplayer. 1v1, not as great, but it's still okay. You know, you're still gonna stop some things. There's also Seek now, because alchemy is a thing for some reason, and this doesn't actually draw. There's playing cards off the top of your deck. There's simply doing anything in the color green, which is the best color in the format, and that probably doesn't really care about the top part too much. The bottom part, also, green, the best thing you can do in the format, doesn't really care too much about that part either. So, it doesn't feel too crazy, but it is banned in normal EDH as far as I'm aware, and it's been that way for, I think, a long time now, too. I think it's been banned for quite a while, which is kind of funny, because I don't know if it's too insane now, but the top part is probably pretty egregious in multiplayer, but that's not the format we're playing. We're playing Timeless Brawl, so leave old. Days Undoing, wheel effects are really good, so the same with Narset. You know, you play this and then you draw 7, your opponent doesn't, right? That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. There's a few of those. There's a couple more, but I think the 3-mana ones are like the big ones, and all the others are something you probably don't even have to run. Like, is this better than taking extra turn? I don't know. It's debatable. I don't know. Howling Mine effects work too, where your opponent can only draw 1, but you draw 2, and that's pretty cool. Now, this doesn't pan out too well if your Leovold is removed. Then you feel kind of bad that you just gave your opponent Howling Mine. Normally, symmetrical effects I just don't advise ever playing, ever. Usually, when you have these, you're not necessarily pulling ahead just because you're the one that cast it. You had to be the one to put it into play, so you went down a card over your opponent, and then it starts drawing. So it has to make up for itself. So you're already kind of behind. And I believe upkeep, yeah, so your opponent also actually draws before you do off this card. So it's, all parts of it are like slightly favoring your opponent out the get-go, and then it's a symmetrical effect, which, again, I'm not really a big fan of these. So if this dies, at least it's a symmetrical effect, but I don't know. At this point, you could just not even worry about much of the text box on this, because you're just Sultai, and this is just like a side thing. It isn't giant or scary. It's not going to bludgeon your opponent to death too much. It's kind of like Nashi. Nashi might just be the best still Sultai commander, I would say, and they're doing something somewhat similar. You know, you have the 7 mana door to nothingness card. Yeah, that's really about it. So let's. Oh boy, craft 2 mythics. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. I just got them too. Oh no. Oh, all right. Well, we got it out of the way. I pushed the button. I wasn't looking. Let's play the game. Oracle for Time Twister? I mean, no. No. I don't think so. Unfortunately, my opponent doesn't care about defense, and I cannot cast mana drains, so this is not great. But if it unlocks a fast Leovold, this might be able to do something up to Vivi that is ideal. Do they have a spell? They might have a spell. I'm just casting this anyways. Yeah. Well, whatever his spell is, it looks like it doesn't target this. How much you want to bet it's a Mox? Yep. As per usual. Dark Ritual, huh? I don't think so. Let's play Ancient Tomb Howling Mine? I think my opponent I think it favors me to play this right now because I need something and my opponent already has a full grip. So I feel like this is just slightly better for me. I guarantee you my opponent has Mox because why wouldn't they? Yep, no surprise there. I mean, you can't tap out unless it's a particularly scary card here. I do actually need to draw something that lets me play Leovold, so... Or my opponent just has that card, that works too. Oh, just when I need it. Well, this game is probably already over. Okay. Not gonna sit through that. Apparently we have to think. Shall we do anything else? Risky keep. Well, I didn't expect the mirror. I haven't seen a Leovold player yet, so it's interesting. I'm just going to run out Mox so they can't discard it. Ideally, I draw a land. I really wish this Mox was a land. Come on! Just one land. Did I move? Oh, I didn't touch the land count. I did not touch the land count. Didn't touch it. Yep, opponent just has everything they need. Well, day late and a dollar short. Let's get you. I just have. I'm casting this, so maybe we can wash away Leovold. All right. Wow. We stumbled and still got there. Kind of surprising. My opponent could literally recast Leovold, so like just recast it again, and I actually don't have a remove. Well, another counter spell. Huh. All right. Well, worked out. Worked out. Somehow. Let's just because our commander's a little. I'm gonna run Mana Confluence instead of a forest. Yeah, I don't think I'm conceding there. It was a little strange. Could play Starting Town. I don't hate Starting Town. It is historic Brawl. Games are decided by that point anyways, so. I have ancient ziggurats in my fungus deck. I probably shouldn't. Too many enchantments in that deck, I swear. One of my oldest decks. And boy, do I mean old. Those cards are beat. Those thalates have seen some things. We just, like, can't have 3 lands in our hand. I don't know what is going on. You. I do have a turn 2 Leovold, but I can't protect it. Might just be okay anyways. Can I plot this? Yeah. Please flare this bird. Please flare the bird. Looks like they are. Love it. After strenuous, exhaustive testing, I have concluded it's usually not correct to flare a mana tapping creature. Does that change anything? I think it does? No, it doesn't. Okay. My hand is awful, by the way. These cards are really not good here. Well, I wasn't expecting that one. What the heck is this thing? Slimefoot? Alright, so... Oh, it's just started to rain really heavy. I have 4 mana, leave on there that... Could just take this? No, we should take Seek New Knowledge. And I think it's okay to play Leovold, although they can just kill it, so maybe not. Alright, let's do this. Suppose that one's way harder to actually cast. And pass. I could have also shuffled away a Boreal Grazer, although that would be about the same level of reasonableness as getting rid of the other one, so. I'd like to see the minus here. I didn't really think about it that much. They do minus. I like that. Alright, 2 cards in hand, they're drawing a land. I have to play Leovold. If it dies, I ideally draw a land, so... I mean a card. Nope, no surprise there. No land. What is going on? What is actually happening with this deck? Where are the lands? What is going on? What is happening? I haven't touched the lands. It should be exactly 40. There's like 3 games in a row. Unless I'm wrong. Nope. It's 40. Well, Howling Mine has already been a colossal disappointment. Well, I already said that in the intro. Alright, no Tooth and Nail. I actually kind of don't like Toxic Deluge. Actually, yeah. One into three is better. Don't have to play Signets. 2-mana ramp spells are not worth it here. I don't like them. Unless I take out the counter spells. Which I guess I could. I'm going to run Cultivate. That's what I'm going to do. Actually not going to run Nashi. The more I look at it, the less I don't really like it as a one-time thing. Like, I can't do it more than once, so I kind of just don't really like it here. I'm not flickering it or anything. There is merit in dive down effects. Miscast? I'm gonna try miscast. What's the other... What else we have at 1 mana? I don't know if I like Dispel. I probably like it more than Essence Flux, because they're almost the same... No, that's not true. Yeah, we're gonna try miscast here. Nadu? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think of that. Probably. It'd be funny. I don't have any landfall triggers. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm not going to add a land out of sheer spite. No Vorinclex for the Emergent Ultimatum. You don't need a combo for Emergent Ultimatum. You just cast it and you win. There's no reason to play like a not good combo cards. You just play Emergent Ultimatum and you win. You don't need a combo. But these are the two ideal spells. You only really need one, and your opponent has to give you one of these. So I don't really need a third one. In fact, I really don't even have a third one, come to think of it. You can't cast Memory. I guess I could put Days Undoing in there. That is funny. Days Undoing and then, like, take extra turns anyways. So, yeah, you don't need a combo. You don't need Vorinclex, Liliana, or whatever the other one was. I did take out Tooth and Nail, so I could take out Ulamog. I still have Defense of the Heart, which I could also take out. Yeah, I mean, okay. Stray away from the big green for once in our lives, shall we? Which is effectively... I also forgot the Plunderer's Prize card. I actually kind of like Spectacle, but removal is fine too. Don't have a lot of it. Could make an exception for Farseek. I don't want to, though. When in doubt, mythic rares. This is a mythic? What? Oh. Huh. Oh, Jason Mind Sculpt is pretty good. It's not bad. I'm not playing this. You can't make me. Actually, you can make me. You can make me. My loyalty can be paid, bought and paid for. A big enough donation, I would actually play it. Necropotence is fine. Necropotence is actually really good, isn't it? Leovold draws through it. Huh. Shieldred's kind of funny. I don't need that, though. Yeah, Dafriel, We're currently trying a different relationship right now. And so far it's growing pains so far, maybe. Actually, to be fair, I don't think it's either of our fault. We just haven't drawn lands. So, no matter what we do, the best thing is... Well, it is the 3-drop, though. Ugh. I was going to say, Overlord is just, like, another card that's better than most of the blue or black things I could ever conceive of putting in my deck. Maybe I could just play Overlord. Oh, Drown in the Loch is pretty solid. Actually, you know what? That's not totally true. Oh yeah, Uro exists, doesn't it? Uro sure does exist. Yes, sirree. And it gives me something to do. Actually, having something to do has not been the issue. Alright, no Overlord. I think Uro is sometimes just a better version. So maybe no Growth Spiral, actually. Add another land. Let's try that. Okay. Yeah, Overlord on 3, one could argue, is actually just better than playing Leovold on 3, so... That do be how the game goes. I've seen this person quite a few times, I think, actually. They're on the play. Do they have the Chrome Mox? Oh man, if I was on the play, this would be so much better. Ugh. Well, can't have everything. This would be so much better on the play. Oh, it'd be way better on the play. Oh, it'd be way better on the play. Oh, man. Eesh. Is the character... Oh, I thought... I don't know. I don't recognize the actual name of the thing there. How do you not play Raphaelos? Okay. Well, I mean, you... Okay. Yep. That on black or blue? I guess blue? And then get rid of Washaway? Washaway's value is now gone because they have Shepherd. But I could potentially at some point in this game... I shouldn't have done this. Wait a minute. I did the thing. Oh no, I did the thing. I did the thing. Wasn't supposed to cast that. I always make fun of people for that. I just did it. Alright. I have to play black source. This is where, like, green doesn't care about anything I do. But I can still make something happen, assuming they don't just, haha, I win. With dumbness here. Okay, that... It technically didn't happen. But things aren't any better just because it didn't happen that turn. I only have 2 black, so I can't cast Necropotence, which is actually abysmal here. That one. Tail's End. Well, it's nice knowing you. Guess I can shift enter. Well, no, they can play a colorless card. They did not play a colorless card, but they could have. They blow up the Mox? Oh, no. Okay. Leovold did 100,000 times more things than I kind of anticipated him doing. I'll take that, I guess. You can't swing at me. Apparently you can. Are these both elves? Oh, they are elves. Okay. Oh, just in time. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. I have to block. Oh no, I'm just dead anyways still? Okay. I'm just dead anyways. Okay. Well, we drew a card off Leovold. That's more than I anticipated it actually doing that game. And of course it didn't matter, because mono green is words I can't say on Twitch. Another person I see a lot. Blue-green? I don't want to leave up mana drain. I can wait a turn. I'm not concerned about my opponent's turn 2. Okay. Let's swing. There's not really a big incentive to play Leovold there, in my opinion. It's funny how, like, mana drain, I could actually still lose if they played mana drain there on Leovold. So let's lead with this. Get rid of one of these counterspells. Probably Tail's End. And then let's get a Swamp. It is an Elf Advisor, so Elf.
And dude. There we go. Can't do anything about it. Oh look, it's Mana Drain. Wow. Maybe it'll be the reverse blowout. Sure. I don't make a move on this, do I? No, I don't. Gotta love Mana Drain. I draw nothing. Howling Mine yet again being bad. Well, that's a funny pair of cards. 3, 4. Found the I win the game card. You can't flare. Can't flare that, so. This is blue. Wait, oh, am I dumb? Hold on, I might be dumb. Am I dumb? It's green and white. It's green and white. Specifically. No flare. Okay, well, I think we have an ultimatum next turn. I'm not sure they can do anything about it. Oh. Oh, wait. I thought I just drew Worst Fears. I would have been a little upset. Blue, 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 green, green. I'm missing one black. I do not have it then. So... cast this. Can you please tap this thing? Cast that. Pay 4 life to kill that. Alright. I hope they just windmill slam the Vaultborn Tyrant. That'd be ideal. You can make it uncounterable too, which would be nice for us here. And then we just let it resolve. And it goes a guard. Doop, doop, doop. Win the game? Oh, I drew expropriate. Oh, whatever. So we can unable to scream. Why do I want Dave's undoing? I did draw this though, that's pretty bad. Alright, well they can't draw off the Howling Mine anymore. See if that matters. Consult is interesting. And pass. Titan of Industry. I don't think I'm gonna let that resolve, especially how they could have made it uncounterable. Let's just make it not a thing. Okay, they just could have simply made Titan uncounterable and kept the counterspell in their hands, so a bit of a mistake there. What does it blow up? Oh, it blows up the unable to scream. Sure, that's fine. I don't think the game's about that. All right, it blows up the card I would blow up. So expropriate time. Opponent says time as well. Worst fears. Well, that's probably just game then. One, two, three. Let's just be mana efficient. Seek new knowledge is okay, I guess. My opponent's not going to get their turn. I'm going to steal it. Let's do this for 5. Oh, I didn't get the One Ring. Let's do it for... Let's cast this. Shuffle away. Molt Tender. Play Exploration. Okay, let's pass. Goes into my opponent's turn. Resolves. We steal. I guess we just make our opponent lose their access to their commander forever? Decline. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rishkar's draws, right? Correct. And then put that into play as a copy of that. We could copy this and blow up. That's a bit risky. That's a bit risky. I'm not gonna. I don't feel like there's a reason to though. Swing with this before something happens that involves it doing. I could have actually swung with a 4/4 and had my commander block it. But why would I decline? Decline what? I don't want my opponent to have a glass plume in their hand. I want them to cast it. Let's cast this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not great. Fatal push. Seals for 5. Hey, I got the 1 ring. There it is. Let's play that. Play this. Oh, you can make it as a 0/0? Aha! So there was a mistake. Thought you guys were just being toxic for no reason. My opponent watched all of that. I commend them greatly for that. I would have conceded a while ago. Do I have another artifact in my deck? Or am I just casting this to get Chrome Mox? I'm not sure. Send the turtle, sure. They will give me Leovold back if they swing, although they have to swing, because if they don't swing, I'm not necessarily losing. Alright, so discard a card, get rid of that, with that. And we will draw. Ponder, interesting. Probably a good idea to block both of these. Yeah, that should be a 0/0. Take action. Okay, not ideal. Well, that doesn't do anything. Pillage. What are we looking for now? This is a spot where I don't actually have the crazy stuff. Commit is actually pretty good with what we've got going on, so that works. Let's commit now? No, that's dumb. Let's just play Leovold and draw 2. Okay. Uro is actually really nice. But I'm not going to cast... Wait, yes I am. I am going to cast it. Yes. Uro coming in clutch here. Okay. Alright, hopefully that 4/4 doesn't bite us, but it's definitely impactful right now. This doesn't counter, right? No, it doesn't counter. Rip. Alright, yep. The 4-4 cost us the game. That's tragic. Dang. Alright. Cost us the game. Really annoying. Oh, maybe playing exploration. Oh wait, no. What am I talking about? That doesn't make sense. Well, came here to play Leovold, so I'm going to play it. Losing to mono green, as is tradition. You also have a red spell? Come on! Oh my god, man. I can't do anything. Yep, no, whatever. I literally just can't play the game. Play Level again? Yeah, I think so. Yep. That's what I came here to do. I can't block, really. Actually, I really should not block. Probably. There's a good chance I shouldn't block, but who knows? Maybe it's right. Although it's probably too late anyways. Let's be completely honest with ourselves. It's just too late. Blocking wouldn't even do anything. Okay, now I definitely cannot block. Stop having removal, please. That'd be great. What the heck is this thing? Sacrifice another creature or artifact. Steals damage equal to 2 plus. Okay. More removal. Fun. Dark Ritual first. Yeah, time to add Damnation. Alright, there's nothing in here that saves me, so it's alright. Alright, because Leovold literally just doesn't exist, I don't feel nearly as bad as I did initially with running board wipes, so I could probably run a couple of them. Apparently, just like Niv Mizzet, I can't even untap with this, even though my opponents are killing it in a spot where I wouldn't even waste my time killing it. Like, if that player did not kill this, they're probably winning more. Like, that's just kind of funny how that works. Also, the wheel effects are... Well, the 5-minute wheel effect is definitely bad. I can't take out Days Undoing, I just crafted it. We're locked in. I still don't like these. At all, really? I honestly don't even really like Narset. Our commander's already doing the same thing. I mean, it's like... It's kind of slightly better than Stock Up, kind of. So I don't hate it. We cast an Expropriate and a Worst Fears in the same game and lost that game. Which shouldn't be possible. It should not be possible. To be fair, it probably was fine if I didn't make the 4-4, though. Yeah, if they didn't have a 4-4, it probably would have gotten there. Okay. I think we probably should at least add Emrakul. I would like a way to win super late. Just 15 mana casted win. I think that's fine. Yeah, no Howling Mind Dictate. I'm already over those cards, I think. I said in the intro they're probably not good, and here they are not being good, so I'm taking them out. Do we actually want sweepers? I think... Miscast Spell Pierce hasn't worked out. Well, that doesn't really surprise me, right? Miscast and Spell Pierce are the two counter spells that don't interact whatsoever against the best strategy in Historic Brawl, which is green cards. So, I suppose that would make sense. Also, protecting Leovold seems to be out of the question because I can't even untap with Leovold. So why even waste my time trying? Alright, we'll try Damnation Toxic, whatever it's called. We'll be Toxic. Could run more than that. Deadly Cover-Up is another interesting one. That's not too bad. It gets in the way of Delve, but it's still just a sweeper regardless. What did I just click out? I'm not sure if I actually clicked anything out. Okay. What's another... Actually, no. Loses. We can play Witness Protection and Eaton instead. Removal, spot removal is great against planeswalkers, but frogifying is just a little bit better because you can obviously put that on your opponent's commander, and that's just better than not doing that. Alright, let's try that. It sucks that this is the second deck in a row where Ancient Tomb is not in like the top 50th percentile of where it would be good. It's obviously the best with commanders that it actually helps you cast. But I mean, that last game my opponent, well, okay, that last game doesn't count. You can't really use it as a gauge because my opponent had green in their deck, so it doesn't really matter if it doesn't help you cast your commander. Which does apply to us as well. It does apply to us as well. Just so far, I've been probably leaning too much in blue and black. How dare I not play green cards? I know. It's actually literally throwing. It's literally throwing. Just throwing. We're throwing because we're not green enough. Oh, but that's so sad because it's like actually true. What a sad state of affairs, huh? Not green enough, therefore throw. Alright, I'm playing Leovold. We're doing it. There's no conceivable universe in which my opponent... What is that card in play? Black and green. In which my opponent has, something. Lightning Bolt, that's it. They didn't play a 1-drop, so now they must clearly have some kind of rampant growth effect. Okay, that's not quite what that is, but it's got text on it. It's got text that I don't want to play against. I don't actually like this existing here. And play Starting Town. Do I swing with the Molt Tender? No. I'm going to just leave it up to Mill. Yeah, we're going to leave it up to Mill here. Alright, they just went straight into their commander. Let's Mill. Sure. Let's do that. No commander for you. I'm okay with the trade because I can kill it again. Yeah. That's what we set out to do here. We could have just bindinged, but we can binding something else. Yeah, that's fine. I don't feel bad about that at all. We could have obviously eaten by piranha something out as well, but I can swing and kill it. And yeah, it looks like they have nothing. Wow, really? Well, don't worry, opponent. I'll join you in that. I don't have anything either. I'm not gonna not swing with the 1/1. So, swinging with the 1/1. I have food tokens. Food tokens are cool. This is probably another cast of Tanic, and then they probably won't cast it again, so... Ideally, there's no fetch land. That would be... Oh, no, fetch land doesn't do anything here. They can have a fetch land. Okay, that does do something that I can't stop. Why do you have to have a fetch land? Come on! Bro, I can't get anything through. What is going on? Well, we know what's going on. My opponents are playing green cards. Like, come on, man. Give me a break. Oh, a second fetch land. Yeah, of course. Well, just immediately lethal. Let's get you... Pull 2 lands out of our deck. Surveil. Because that's all I can do. That wins the game. Is it fast enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I ate the food token, because of course I did. It might be fast enough. There's only 8 Scute Swarms, and that's all I can swing, so this might work. Or it might not. Who knows? Who knows? Certainly not me. Certainly not me. So they're swinging in for some damage. Tanic cannot draw. Preceding Scute Swarms don't really matter. And it's Strip Mine. Of course it is. Maybe they don't use it? I don't know. Maybe they don't use it. No, looks like they use it. Wait a minute, I draw off this. Is that even right? I feel like if my opponent was aware I was going to draw, they would not have done that. But that's what they did. Yep, draw a card. Do draw off that. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Black, black. Ay. Black, black, black. Blue, blue. No. Green, green. Okay. So, that. Alright, we got through a strip mine, which I'm not going to lie is a bit unbelievable. Or maybe getting away with stuff here. Days Undoing is the other one, yep. I gotta stack these in the right order, otherwise I'm gonna look like a potato. I mean, depending on what my opponent obviously gives me is another element of that decision making. So, Days Undoing. Worst fear is you. Opponent draws mana-related nonsense. Kill one of these. And I have 7 mana? Not great. Okay, that doesn't matter, so I should let that resolve, right? This does not matter. It doesn't matter. Just let it resolve. I wouldn't have even cast that here. I would have waited. Oh no, wait, Tanic draws, so it does matter. Haha. It does matter. I didn't see that part. But obviously this keeps one, so it doesn't matter. Let's play you. Yep. Do I have a shuffle? I do. So consult. Looking for one thing. Of course, I don't hit it. It was one card lower. You've got to be kidding me. It was one card too low? Bro, what is going on? Right? There's nothing I can do. It was one card too low. I don't really think I would ever ultimatum for not those exact cards. I think it is very likely I get there if I do what I did. And we almost did. It was literally one card off of finding what we needed there. Wow, that's just so annoying. And yeah, you'd have to get 2 sweepers to do that. And I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe one sweeper. No, one sweeper is still the same though. Sweeper. Yeah, no, I'm not getting a board wipe there. Yeah, I'm not getting a board wipe there. I mean, it almost worked. Again, it's like the third game. I just like one card off of winning. I will say, because they don't have a lot of cards, Worst Fears might have been just wrong. So maybe Worst Fears specifically could have been the sweeper? But I don't know if that changes that much. Maybe it does. Maybe it actually does. I guess we'll never know now, but... It could have. The line we took obviously didn't get there, so... There's only one other line to take. Alright, well, I'm gonna kill my opponent's commander, because it's like the artifact version of Tamio. At least there was decision making. At least there was decision making. Oh look, it's Ancient Tomb, of course. Silly me trying to stop my opponent from playing the game. Only we get stopped. Only us. Only we're allowed to not be able to play the game. I might crop rotation for... Oh, this is actually kind of good. Okay. This is the first time I pondered without shuffling. Crop rotation for... whatchamacallit? Cavernous Souls? Which does mean I shuffle the other two cards away, but it's fine. Okay, apparently they just don't have anything. That's ideal. Wait a minute. If this gets countered, I lose, right? Okay, we have to play it slow. I also, again, actually want to draw at least this land, so we're going to do that. We're going to play this, and now we're going to see what they do. This is fine. Now we're going to see, because now I have mana to do other stuff. Okay. Pass. I think I'm going to Planar Genesis through commit now that we lost the land. It would be kind of remarkable if they had nothing here. No. Of course, they just have the best card in their entire deck. Silly me. Yep, no surprise there. Yeah, Winter Moon. Why not? Just have Winter Moon, of course. Yep, real nice. Island is the only option. And, oh, apparently I can dig through time. That's nuts. But I have to kind of just blitz for Leovold now, so the One Ring doesn't win the game, and I need my opponent to not have even more insane nonsense. This is a game where I killed an on-the-play commander, and then they just didn't care because they had Ancient Tomb. So... Cavernous Souls is still a really good draw, maybe? I don't think I'm playing Dig Through Time. Oh, there's Mana Drain. That's fun. Okay, well, now I basically have to play this. No, that's not true. Chromox gets rid of what? Nothing that matters. What if I just played this? They have to counter anything I cast? No, that's stupid. It's kind of mana neutral to play Elvish Mystic, but then it untaps every turn after. Cool. I'm glad anything I did that entire game mattered. Fun. Not a single thing we did mattered there. I might as well have not played the game. Opponent had probably the top 5 cards in their deck that game, so is what it is. Winter Moon, Mana Drain, One Ring. That other thing they played that I can't remember the name of. Fabricate. Well, which was the One Ring. They fabricate it for the best artifact in their deck, and they solve the equation for the best spell in their deck. And they also had the best land in their deck. Singleton 100 card format. The wheel effects have not done anything. Maybe I could take all of them out. I still can't take out Days Undoing, though. But like this one. Speaking of taking it out, can I keep this hand? It's kind of sad that the best... I think what we're going to... After this game, we're going to reevaluate. We're going to do some big stuff, I think. I have an idea. I'm just going to run this out. I'm just going to run it out. Leovold, not really super useful in this matchup, but it can block, I get. Well, yeah. Imagine trying to block. Imagine trying to block with a 3-3 in 2025. And have it actually work. It would be nice to cast Leovold in the same turn in which I, you know, maybe actually cast those. 1, 2, 3. Let's play you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a minute, is this a wizard? Oh, it is a wizard. Okay. You have nothing? What the heck? How do you have nothing? Okay, well, I'm just gonna make it awkward for you then. Let's No. We don't cast this. What am I talking about? I'm gonna cast that. Worst fears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. I'm not even really stealing a really good turn or anything anyways. Okay, well, this is what you get for not playing the game. Expropriate. We could wheel our hand. I mean, our hand is not great, so we could cast something like Days Undoing. What about these 3? What about just a ton of value? I feel like this is excellent, right? I do not care about the current cards in play. So yeah, this is just good. Okay. Works out. Consult. Removal. Draw 3. Should have stacked these in the opposite order. So this could draw with a more understanding of what's in my hand. I did not play a land. Okay. I don't think I'm brainstorming, but I'm not going to crack the fetch land. Well, opponent, what do we do? 3 a turn. If my opponent is just... Are they just so scared of Leovold that they just cannot fathom casting a card? There's no way this wins, right? Like, what is my opponent expecting? What's the outcome of this? Like, in 10 years from now? I don't understand. Like, you're just not playing the game. You've done 10 damage, I guess. Fatal Push... Narset? I'm not even gonna Fatal Push until my opponent's end step. I'd rather my opponent not know about that. That's fine. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, no, we just pass. Brainstorm. I'll push in combat. I really don't want to push, though. Alright, I'm going to push in combat. Fine. Fine. Okay. My wishy-washy, feely turn decision didn't work out anyways, so I'm not too upset. Again, 3 damage a turn is not winning the game. I'm just so baffled that my opponent doesn't want to do anything. I'm just so blown away about that. How can you, like, how do you expect 3 damage a turn to get there? It just doesn't feel like it makes sense to me. I feel like you're just asking for the impossible. I'm probably at the point where I'll at least try to do something about this with one of these. Well, then they will actually have to do something. Another land is not necessary. Cast Ponder. Days Undoing. I already have that effect in my hand. I don't need Baleful Mastery. Alright, I'm shuffling. Let's just unable to scream it. And then this means my opponent has to actually play the game. Or not. Or apparently they don't have to play the game. They could just not be here. My opponent put themselves in this position. We all witnessed it. Instead of doing anything, they chose to do nothing. I don't know how they expect to win with 3 damage a turn in Historic Brawl. That seems kind of insane. Unless their hand is all removal, but that still wouldn't... You could, like, at least actually cast this, you know, and do something? Is my opponent's hand 4 removal spells? Is that the take here? That seems egregious to me. someone just so utterly, insanely convinced that they have to kill Leovold when it resolves. I can actually cast it 3 times. Like, I don't know what's going on. I never even used the Mox Amber. Oh, yes I did because of Narset. Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for making it easy. Now I can just... Now they can't even do anything. I can just do this now. Yeah, we just cast this, right? Yep. I get to see my opponent's hand that way. Okay, I didn't draw anything. Kind of tragic. Kind of tragic. What did my opponent have? Removal, 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 and a 3-drop. 3 removal spells, a 3-drop, and now I don't have anything. Now I have no cards. But Leovold would have most assuredly died. Actually, if they target it, I still draw. Maybe I could have been casting it the whole game. I just draw a card every time it dies. And they'd have to kill it. They could have killed it 3 times. They should have cast their commander. That just made no sense. It made absolutely no sense. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What actually are you doing? You're just like sitting here with these? Like, oh, this is actually a sorcery. Like, how is this that problematic that you don't at least even try to cast this? You have 6 mana. Like, you played the way you did and then got upset you lost. That makes no sense. That just makes no sense. Alright, whatever. We'll take it. We'll take it. I don't know how many times I can say it. That just doesn't... It doesn't add up to me. I don't get it. It wasn't like my opponent was doing too well regardless, but that doesn't mean you don't play... You know, you don't go for it anyways. They don't know what my hand is. Very strange. That didn't make a lot of sense. Okay, I'm going to change a bunch of stuff. I'm going to change that. Leaving up counterspells in this deck has not really panned out very well at all. So maybe I can just have, like, mana drain. Well, actually, there's not even that many counterspells anyways. Not really. I'm going to take out Narset. I'm not going to lie, Dark Deal, not really feeling great on that one. I'm going to take that one out too. We have a lot of fetch lands. You can play Tireless Provisioner. Worst Spheres doesn't play very well at all with making my opponent lose their hand, because then I can't, like, mess them up with specifically Worst Spheres. World Wagon is crew 4? Ah. Maybe still fine. Yeah, because of Minidorks. World Wagon might work. I think Tireless Provisioner is interesting. Skewed Swarm is probably something we could win with and not feel dumb also playing Sweepers in the same deck. Tireless Tracker is cool too. Maelstrom Pulse is just another that kind of card. Why not? I don't like Commit to Memory. What are the threes? I'm drawing a blank on the good threes. What are the good threes in here? Okay, what about Azusa? Azusa? Or Lumros, same thing. Same thing, but different. I don't have... Okay. Yeah, maybe not Provisioner. Haro is actually kind of interesting. We're definitely not playing enough green cards. That's for sure. Where's my Azusa deck? There it is. What are you doing way down here? What are you doing down there? Stomper. Heaped Harvest is another interesting one. It does find 2 lands. I really like Heaped Harvest. I'm actually kind of surprised this is a common. I feel like this might be slightly too good to be a common. I'm surprised. Well, I don't know. It's 3 and then 2. It's not like... It's not busted. It's just like a really good for a common. Not like Pauper level, competitive Pauper level nonsense, but it's really good common. This deck has gone through a lot of changes. Okay, we'll take that land back out. I just added a land so the deck wasn't put at the bottom of my list. Save at 99. Alright, no Tail's End. Counterspell, Mana Drain, Wash Away is fine for me. I could probably drop Counterspell as well and just keep like the really, really, really good 2. Especially all that double blue. Yeah, let's just not play Counterspell and forego that situation there. Also, let's drop an island to get another Swamp. This also increases the value of Ancient Tomb a lot. So, the green ramp spells that Ancient Tomb actually helps with, because the double green ones it doesn't, like Topiary Stomper. Sylvan Safekeeper, well, I mean, that would be more of a Nadu thing, wouldn't it? But still, Sylvan Safekeeper is a way to... No, but then they don't draw, like... If you play this, your opponent just never casts anything on your stuff, and then it doesn't do anything. But I suppose the logic applies to, like, Giver of Runes. Your opponent can't do anything, so why would they try to do anything? You know, like, oh, I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt on Leovold in the face of a Sylvan Safekeeper. Like, he just wouldn't cast it. So, it doesn't necessarily... let me draw off of
Leovold because my opponent will know that I'll draw and then give it Shroud. Unless they want me to blow up lands. Okay, maybe no Sylvan Safekeeper. I also don't necessarily want to blow up my own lands, if I can help it. Balagan Recovery is nice. I mean, worst case scenario, we just replace a forest. It lets me recur some of the explosive things we might put in our graveyard, but we do have Emrakul. Expropriate Exiles is worse Fear Exile? It is not. Clifftop is kind of neat. It doesn't have to hit a land. It doesn't have to hit a basic. And it helps crew World Wagon. So I guess I like it a little bit more than... Well, actually, no, the other one is good too. Haro and the other one, because I have Delve cards. No Fierce Empath, though. I guarantee you putting green in this deck is just going to make it better. It's just going to be better now. 100% guaranteed. Or your money back. Yeah, we're going to heap some Harvests. Although we could just play Haro instead. They're kind of the same. Sort of. Maybe Haro's a little bit more interesting. Is there an Eldritch Evolution on 5? We don't have a good 5. Okay. I'm not going to even try to get a 5 in here, though. I think Heaped Harvest is something I want in my deck, so... Oh, wait, is this... How does this work? How does Plunderer's Prize work? Seek a non-land artifact. It doesn't have to be colorless. Heaped Harvest would be an artifact, which gets in the way of finding the One Ring. But it gives me another thing to do other than Chrome Mox. I kind of like that logic. Not gonna lie. So, vomit the hand out with green makes the wheel effects even better than they were, and more, actually, like, more castable. Oh yeah, this is looking way better. Do we need Necropotence? Triple black, Dark Ritual. Maybe no Necropotence? It's not necessarily a card I care to, like, oh, I have to put it in play turn 3. Like, it's not necessarily true. Or even turn 2 or whatever. I could just have it in my hand and chill for a bit. I don't know. I'm more fixated on Leovold Mattering, and I feel like Necropotence gets in the way of that a bit. Just a bit. You can still draw off of this with Necropotence in play, so that is a nice little synergy there. I don't know. Is it better than Stock Up, really? I don't think so. Okay, let's try that. It's not like we can get worse, so... The more green you add, the more up the lines go on the charts. All charts. Stonks. Up. It's kind of sad to say that Heaped Harvest might just be better than Leovold. Feels like a really sad statement. I don't like that statement. It makes me sad. But it might be true. Whoa, that is Sigarda. The one that I couldn't tell you what it did. 4 mana 4/4. Other permanents have hexproof. Look at the top card. You can cast angel spells off the top. I am here for it. No 1-drop. I do have Days Undoing. Removal, ramp.
I mean, it's doing everything else, but the 1 mana card. That's fine. Is that fine? Ooh, yeah. Okay, I'm alright with that. Ideally, they don't have a 1-drop, but if they do, so be it. Alright, let's play that. And we can do this into planar spaghetti. If planar misses and we don't draw a land, then I guess the world is over. The world will end almost immediately, actually. Almost immediately. I see not a reason to play it outright. So I'll pass. Especially if my opponent has to now consider counterspell. My opponent did not play a 1 or 2. Interesting. I usually say if you don't play a 1 or 2 in Historic Brawl, it's just lights out. Is this crop rotation? What? Okay, they put Kogla on top of their deck. That is a bit nuts to me. I'm down with it, though. Let's put you into play, take action to it. We're going to play Cultivate. Harrow doesn't do it. Harrow would have done it if I drew a land, but that's okay. Cultivate does it. Blue and black? Green, green, yep. When this enters, draw a card. That's, I like, this is notably not an angel, by the way. It's just straight up not an angel. Okay, can cast Harrow and also cast Binding. So that and that. Man, it's just so sad. The green is just, look at that. I add a bunch of green cards to my deck and then it's just so much better now. Oh man. It's so sad. You just can't play the blue and black. Oh my goodness. The more cards are added, the less we have to play with in the format. Green is just like so good. Green, green. Speaking of green, I did need another blue source for this Emergent Ultimatum, but I probably. Oh wait, no, they played a Thalia, so I wouldn't have been able to do it. Do I need this? Actually, it doesn't matter because I have this. Okay, I shouldn't have grabbed. Wait a minute. I can just wheel. No. Why would I ever wheel this exact situation? It doesn't make sense. There's no reason to do that. Let's get rid of that. Let's play this. I'm okay with playing the ring. Let's just play the 1 ring. I don't have to tap it around. It's just mana efficient. Saves me some life, technically. But I can't say that matters too much. Okay. So we gotta be careful. All spells cost an extra 1. And we're good. Okay, we're good. Expropriate. Worst fears. Damnation? Yeah, that's fine. I can't say I care about my opponent's board state, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. The worst fears, damnation. I don't know what worst fears would do on an empty board. I really don't know what worst fears is going to do here. Yeah, I don't know. So I probably didn't want to find out either. I feel like that was potentially just like beatable though, because I just don't have a board state. Is worst fears the best thing? I'm starting to question it now. If I'm sweeping the board with worst fears, it's not great. If I'm wheeling so they don't have a hand and cast worst fears, it's also not great. Was there a better option for Emergent Ultimatum? It doesn't have to be bust it, but like, is there just a better option than worst fears? It's just not working out. I feel. Is there a better option? It has to be monocolored, and probably cost 6 or 7 or more. And maybe I don't know it. Forced Fruition. Forced Fruition does work with Leovold. It does work with Leovold. Immersion Ultimatum, Forced Fruition, but it only works if I already have Leovold in play. So if I don't have Leovold, it's not ideal, to say the least. That's not ideal. Shark Typhoon is cool. That's a cool card to get. What about this thing? This is cool as well. It's an aura. It's not a curse, so you can actually not lose it to the One Ring. Oh, is that true? Did I just lie? I think I lied. You gain protection from everything. Never mind. Instead of it being your opponent's One Ring, it is your One Ring that now can't work. Another extra turn effect is funny with it, but it's kind of weird too. Jingataxius is funny. I don't know about Omniscience. Although Omniscience wouldn't be terrible. Liliana's fine. Vorinclex is definitely not fine. I don't have a very good Breach, the multiverse. Peer into the Abyss might just be better than Worst Fears. You could also play Shieldred, so then if you target your opponent, they just lose. Just draw half your deck. I think this is better than Worst Fears. I'd say that with confidence. Did I add a second swamp, by the way? I did. Could run another swamp as well. Yeah, no more Worst Fears. Virtue of Persistence. Gristlebrand is cool. Gristlebrand, Shieldred, Tooth and Nail, Defense of the Heart. Makes Peer a lot better. I don't know, put it in and think about it. I think Defense of the Heart is back on the menu. Defense of the Heart is almost like a pseudo sweeper. Costs 4 mana. If your opponent has enough creatures that you would cast a sweeper, you cast defense instead. And they have to deal with it or they probably lose. Yeah, we can put defense back in. Best part about it, it's a green card, so you know it can't be wrong. Okay. So, Defense, Tooth, and Shieldred. Shieldred's good at making me not die to the One Ring as well. That's not Shieldred. Get out of here. Shieldred's Edict's not bad though. Okay. It's funny how I don't capitalize too heavy on mana drain. It's kind of tragic. Can't have everything, though. Oh, wait, yes we can. Yes we can. I lied. That's what green is for. Hmm. I don't need planar genesis anymore. If ever I did. We don't play the game on our opponent's turn nearly as much as we did when we started. The first iteration of this deck. Huh. I'll give it to Leovold. Some pretty interesting things to think about. At least he's got that going for him. Do I need binding still? Probably. No Baleful Mastery, actually. To be fair, I don't necessarily need Gristlebrand. Maybe I actually do not need Tooth and Nail. I think I'm actually just not going to play Tooth and Nail. Even with Gristlebrand Shieldred, you have to get to 9 mana, and there's a fair amount of times when you get to that point, you don't actually have enough life to do it anyways. And there's also Emrakul to get, which lowers the Gristlebrand Shieldred value situation. Maybe I don't actually need Gristlebrand. It was like a placeholder thing I clicked in here just to think about. We have defense, but with just a single Eldrazi, that's probably completely fine. I probably don't need Gristlebrand as well. Especially just grabbing something like Shieldred, or even Uro. Even just Uro off of this. You don't have to have like 2 immediately win the game cards. Not that that's ever a bad thing. Yeah, alright, no Gristlebrand, no Gristlebrand. It's also obviously a very bad draw, so not a very good card to have in your hand or whatever. Minimize the amount of cards that are like really bad to just have in your hand. We could do Final Parting Reanimate. I could do that, yeah. Could do that as well. Well, that's still a lot of life. It's at 8 life before I even use Gristlebrand. And this is on turn like 5 or 6 or something, or 6 mana. When you get to 6 mana. Yeah. Maybe not. Alright, it's Eshki. Seen this a bunch? A whole bunch. Ancient Tomb. Gamble? Okay, we're gonna just gamble. We've had some pretty poor gamble situations so far today, but can't have everything all the time. I might actually just Chrome Mox the Grazer, because I'm not blitzing out mana with it, and I think that's a reasonable use of it. Okay, I did find more mana. That might be a little different now. But still, you just do that. Yeah, okay, we can Chrome Mox one of these. Let's just get rid of this. We have Burgeoning. There's no reason to have both. These are untapped, right? Yeah. How do you not play Eshki? What? Okay. Boop. Another land. No. How do you not play Eshki? Oh my goodness. So... You... Do I cast Leovold? Yeah, we cast Leovold here, right? If they targeted, I'd just get cards and... It would die to this any... Yeah, that's fine. This stops, well, potentially stops something. It stopped, something, kind of. Take that. Take those. It's an indestructible threat, though, they just played. World Wagon. Sure. Let's get a Swamp. And we could swing, but there's no reason to. Ideally, they play... I don't even know what. Okay. Leovold has gotten me some serious value here. Some serious value. I'll take that. But now I have to block. I guess I'll just block that. They did not activate Ronus there. They could have activated Ronus. So play this. Hold on, wait. Let's play this. And then, ideally, this works. And if it doesn't, we lose. Okay. Well, that's not good. But I guess we stopped other cards being drawn, just not the 5 there. Speaking of 5, let's try to get the One Ring. Of course not. Of course. Dark Ritual 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, man. Okay, well I didn't just lose outright. It doesn't have haste or anything. I don't have any counter spells, and I kind of anticipate him grabbing Cavern here. One Ring might be too late anyways, though. It's looking like it's probably too late. Oh, does that help? It doesn't hurt. I'll say that. It doesn't hurt. Just play Leovold again? Alright, I'm gonna do this. Alright, I found the One Ring. Finally. I'm sure there's cards that make me no longer exist here. I can't tap the One Ring, and I didn't cast it, so I'm taking a bunch of damage. I don't have what I need here to stay alive, I don't think. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I can't tap... What? Wait, why didn't they swing with the Disciple? I feel like they should have swung with the Disciple and didn't swing with the Disciple. That's strange. Ponder. Well, even if I draw it, I don't know what I'm doing with it. But I think I will lead with it. It's not looking like we're going to get there, though. Toxic Deluge doesn't do it. I don't even know what I could find now at this point. Well, Emrakul, actually almost castable, but not anymore anyways. I guess Dig Through Time. I mean, we're just spinning wheels at this point. I don't even have a second blue source. Pier doesn't do it. Witness Protection doesn't do it. Alright, we spun a bunch of wheels, didn't do anything. Yeah, a little bit painful having both of those lands in play, but that's not what cost us the game, though. That's not what did us in. No. Honestly, what did do us in this game? Not enough time? Grazer under the Chrome box? I don't think anything particularly went wrong that game. We just didn't have the resources we needed to win. I think that's about it. Because paying all that life didn't matter. We were dead in the same kind of turn cycle we would have died in anyways. So the life loss didn't matter. Yeah, it just didn't get there. Just didn't get there. Oh yeah, I think that's true. The drawing 5 did us in. Our opponent just drew 5 cards and we lost. Like, basically on the spot. That's right. I kind of forgot about that. Disciple drawing 5. Leovold was dead, and then I lost. Otherwise, I think we were moderately fine. Quote unquote. I'm gonna fetch for Watery Grave. And I'm gonna cast Preordain. Looking for some kind of removal spell. Burgeoning is a little too late. It's not great past turn 1. I don't need another land. Especially if... Okay, I was about to say, especially if I just draw it anyways. One has the best 1-drop in their whole deck. I have nothing here. Literal nothing. Apparently my opponent has a protection spell, which... oh, no, they don't. They do not. Leovold doesn't do anything against green decks, so I think I'm not playing Leovold here. Let's get Swamp. I don't know, I had to manually tap for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, no, nothing there. I think we're just going to play Leovold in the land and call it a day. That way they can't draw. And I don't really care about ice till... The second land drop doesn't... Like, you go from, what, 10 to 12 mana? I don't think that really matters. I just might as well play it. There's nothing else to do anyways, so I'll just spend my mana. Other creatures have trampled. Sure. So we have a 1 ring protection turn. This is probably Crater Hoof. Wait, what's happening? Is my opponent manually stacking triggers? Why does Rofellos manually stack triggers? That's weird. I think that's what happened there, unless there's like a bit of lag. Okay, they just didn't get... What? Why didn't they get Crater Hoof? This is fine. I mean, especially with haste. Rhino Titan's fine. It's just like... Crater Hoof just kills me, doesn't it? I suppose it doesn't matter what you get, as long as it's actually castable and big and scary with haste. It just doesn't matter. Like, you don't need Crater Hoof here. They also might not actually have Crater Hoof. That's also a possibility. I find that not very likely. You're playing Sarok and Goreclaw. I think this person probably has Crater Hoof. Let's get a Forest, I think. You know, a Forest makes it easier to top deck an Ultimatum. So next turn we have the Ring, and the turn after that we have Expropriate. We could Expropriate first, but I don't see a reason to. So I'll just lead with the Ring. Ghost Vacuum is also a bit strange, isn't it? Feels a bit strange. Let's surveil. Do we surveil or we want this? No, we can surveil. That's fine. That's fine. Memory lapse. Well, can I draw it and play it? I cannot. Go away. Pass a turn. I could have if I... No. Yes, I could have had if I was willing to Dark Ritual, I could have done that in the same turn cycle, but I really don't see why stopping Primeval Titan matters, and I don't really think it does. I don't think it does. Also, Memory Lapse might want to be a different card. I thought I took out all the counterspells except Mana Drain. I must have missed that one. It's not bad. It's not like it's a bad card or anything. Here it obviously doesn't do much with Delighted Halfling, but still. Could have countered this. It's not a legendary. I'm gonna tap. Yeah, we'll just do this now. There's no reason not to. Okay. And then we shift enter. So I can pay 7 here to... Oh no, it has to be 8. It has to be 8. They did not get Cavern of Souls, and Gaia's Cradle doesn't matter because you already had Omniscience, so that didn't matter. You should swing with Titan instead of use it to crew the thing there. Well, this is a spot where Ghost Vacuum could get you another Primeval Titan. Or something that you might want to play. I don't know. Strip Mine Ancient Tomb. Huh. No Cavern. Strip Mine Ancient Tomb. Strip Mine? What? Wait a minute. Is it me or does that just not make... It feels like Rofellos doesn't want Strip Mine, like, ever. Okay, so... Let's do this. Now that I drew Damnation, maybe that's just better. Maybe that is just better here. Yeah. They can get a Primeval Titan, but that's just fine. Let's draw. We could recast... Because Toxic Deluge is likely to be cast, I'm not going to Dark Ritual Leovold here. The haste threat is gone. They did not end step the Ghost Vacuum. I think that was a mistake. Definitely feels like a mistake. Cityscape doesn't have haste. Just sort of sits there. Interesting. I could actually just Toxic Deluge that. Do I care about? Why do I care about this? It worked out that I did not cast Leovold. That's for sure. That's definitely something that happened. Alright. One ring. Get in there. Do the dumb. Pier is half of my deck. And then I can... Alright. They're over it. They're over it. Which is kind of interesting because I would have drawn like 7 cards or something, but I didn't show them any definitive way to win or anything like that. There's a pretty good... So we go down to 14. We go down to 7. No, wait. Yeah. We go down to 7. Draw half our deck. We have a turn after that turn. How much mana do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 11 mana. This is 7. We have 4 left. I do have enough black sources to also put Shield Druid in play if I draw it for the turn, and then go to the next turn. We lose 3 life again. We go to 4. We have to discard down to 7 cards. We have Shield Druid the One Ring. Look, let's just say we don't draw the one. Actually, I want to look. Let's look what does that look like? What does that look like? There's a lot of lines that are probably winning. It would be ideal to learn what the winning line would be, though, or figure it out. The problem is I don't know what the top half... Like, I get every other card in my deck to my hand, but I don't know what cards they are. What's the half I get? What is one that is effectively, like, necessary in order to, like, win or something? I had Dark Ritual still in hand. Emrakul is probably castable, but then the One Ring is a problem. Because I'd go down to 1. I go from 4 to 1. With an Emrakul extra turn, let's say. How do I deal with the One Ring? I think it really demands that I find Shield Druid so I don't die. So half my deck, I'd have to not get any tutor effect. So no Pillage Assemble, because those are likely to find it. We have not cast Emergent Ultimatum, so that would be another really good hit. Treasure Cruise Dig. Uro would be also really good there. Okay, there's a fair amount of lines that just make it so I can't like lose the game on the spot or whatever to the One Ring. So we would be getting really low. Also, my opponent would have to be willing to sit there through all of that. Me actually sitting there and sifting through 35 cards in my hand, or actually like 45, I think. No, not 45. It's closer to 35. Casting Pier is probably just lights out. Assuming your deck has the ability to close it out there, and I think we do. Also, we have Emrakul, so we're not going to deck out or anything. The cards I lose, I shuffle back in. That's never a bad thing, I don't think. They're on the play. I have a Llanowar Elves. This is a really weird hand. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Any hands that keep with Forest Llanowar Elves. They used to say Island was the best card in Magic. I think now it is Forest. Does that change anything? It actually kind of does. It actually kind of does. Let's not cast Llanowar Elves. Can hide behind Toxic Deluge instead. Not super likely I play it this turn, though. Okay, yep, this seems to be the case. No shuffle. Just cast Assemble the Team. A land is fine. Ramp spell. Win the game card in 10 years. I think I'd just take a ramp spell here, though. I think that's a good idea. Although the One Ring is... Alright, we'll take a ramp spell in the form of removal. Look at that. We found the line. Ideally, there's a mana dork here. Of course not. However, they did not play a land, so I can get rid of Birds of Paradise here. That's ideal. They didn't play a land. And they top decked a land. Of course it did. Alright. Get a 2-drop? Nope. I drew the One Ring anyways. Let's blow up Caber Ready Spaghetti. I always say it. For some reason, Pantlaza just always has Get Lost. And this is Get Lost mana. That is currently what's going on. They need another land to cast Pantlaza. Alright, runner, runner. Get Schmieded. Nice Cavern of Souls. It'd be a shame if it didn't have to name, you know, get Schmieded. Oh wait, I want to take out Memory Lapse. I also kind of want to take out Mana Drain. Double Blue's been a little painful, but it's still Mana Drain. It's still just Mana Drain, right? Like who cares if it's Double Blue? Yeah, let's take out Memory Lapse. I honestly think another 3-mana green ramp spell is completely fine. So far, they feel like the best things I've put in this deck, and that is not really a surprise at all. So, also hello. I mean, we could also put a Mana Rock in here. Could just do that as well. Like, it's time for the old Arcane Signet situation, maybe. Unless there's like a real... Okay, wait. Let me look, actually look at the threes. Really just want to avoid the 2-mana ramp spells. Although Farseek... Well, it's about the same as Arcane Signet. What are other... Like, what's a ramp spell that costs 3 that does more than simply being Arcane Signet? I'm not going to play the landfall creatures. Ah, the flashback one. This is the same as Heaped Harvest, except instead of costing 2 for the second land, it's 5, which is kind of funny. And you also don't gain 3 life. That just goes to show, like, how crazy Heaped Harvest is, to me. Settle the Wilds? Is that double green? No, it's not. Oh. Well, okay. Huh. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect a really good answer. Well done. Huh. That's actually perfect. I'm upset I didn't think of it.
I have to time you out for 5 minutes and take credit for that. Oh, shoot. Not ideal. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't expect Leovold to do anything except draw a card, but to me that's kind of worth it. Because that's all it really can do. Okay, my opponent can also maybe just not care about it. It's also valid. Okay. World Wagon? Oh, they just worked. Interesting. Interesting. Man, Brawl players are fast. I love it. Person's blitzing. Zipping and a zooping. Okay. Sure. I don't even have to make a move on that. Oh my goodness, am I ahead? Against Brawl? In 2025? Treasure hunt? Okay. Interesting. So it was a combo deck. Alright, never mind. I thought I was ahead. Clearly I'm not. Silly me. I had to counter the treasure hunt. I had to counter treasure hunt, not anything else. That's my bad. Rip. I actually would have won if I did as well, so that's like super embarrassing. Oh well. I should have known too. Should have known what was going on with the treasure hunt. Should have countered it. I got it. But hey, look, I'll take it. Alright. If I knew what was going on, we would have won. I can't be upset about that. I've played against Sparky 1,000 times. I've seen this player all over the place. Another hand with no green. Kind of annoying. Is Flubs annoying? Let's see. Yes, but Leovold is better, so we're gonna do that. Oh, of course our opponents get it. Why wouldn't they? Of course our opponents get it.
That is a colorless land, by the way. That is a colorless ramp spell as well. Interesting. Looks like that birds was really important, huh, opponent? Tragic. I will Daze Undoing, if given the chance. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, they drew a land, too. Oh, this is so good, though. Alright, no, it's still right to just name... Okay. I mean, Leovold stops their commander, and I should just Daze Undoing, though this is just good, but... yeah, we just Daze Undoing. We just Daze Undoing. They can't use the Kiki Mirror Breaker card. They're not able to use it there. Because of, Leovold. Garuda doesn't draw. Right? Yeah, Garuda doesn't draw. It is the 2/4/6 deck. It has to be the 2/4. No, it doesn't. It's not your companion. But it's funny. It actually just does 2/4/6 anyways. Do I want that land? Nope. Okay, well, I guess Ancient Tomb just skipped an entire turn. My opponent basically did something that is arguably stronger than Time Walk. Black-green. Get rid of Dismember, because it totally matters, right? Is this the game we untap a Leovold? Is this it? Do we find it? They struggled heavily trying to crack this. I don't know why. It's not a good sign. Zagoth Triome, please? Ugh. Oh, no, silly me. Silly me thinking I could untap a Leovold. Why would I be able to do that? Why would we be able to do that? I wonder. So, we just leave up our cards? How do you not do anything there? Weird. This deck doesn't really play counter spells, so... Very strange. No reason to play Kami, or put it to the hand, just to play the lands. Starting town tapped? No, I think we do this and pass. Right? Yeah, right? We could plot this, actually. Let's just plot that. Oh, and Cavern of Souls. Of course. Why not? What the heck is this thing? Whenever another creature you control dies, you may exile it. What? Okay. So, here, I have to kill it, even though it lets him spin again, because the hand is full of things that would need it alive, so I have to kill it. And that's exactly why I had to kill it. That's a weird play. Well, no, it's actually not that weird. What's annoying here is counter spells, which I can't really do anything about. Not really, at least. Okay. Do I defend Shieldred? Just stupid. Guess I have to. But wait, there's more. Gyruda does not draw. So Shieldred not doing anything crazy. That's not a legendary? What the heck? It's not a legendary. Okay. Well, there's nothing else to do, so in you go. Leovold. Oh, look at that useful, impactful card I just drew. I'm going to cast Cut Down because it doesn't do anything else. They have Toxic Deluge, and they just got rid of it for no reason. Interesting. I don't think it matters, though. I don't even know what I could possibly draw. Alright, fun. I literally lost to Ancient Tomb. Very fun. I don't even think it was the, yeah, it wasn't the whatchamacallit. It was just the Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb, turn 1, I win, haha. Nothing else, the rest of the game's irrelevant. This is just like better than Time Walk, full stop. It's actually leagues better than Time Walk. I can't play Expropriate, I just lose. Although I could no, I just lose. It doesn't do anything. Stealing anything doesn't save me, so I just lose. Probably get the blue, yeah, the blue-black Surveil land here, yeah. Wow. A player that did nothing for 3 turns in Historic Brawl. That is not ideal. Another land is fine. Yeah, another land is fine. Let's go to combat first. That is less fine. Nothing for 3 turns in a row. That's crazy. Sleep magic? What the heck does sleep magic do? Okay. It slept magically. You got it. Alright, let's do this now. Get rid of you. No, we get rid of the... Yeah, no, that's fine. Do it in combat so mana drain doesn't work. Swing for 1? Sure. This makes it so speed can't do anything. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh look, it's mana drain. Fun. I enjoyed myself. Man, I gotta go back to standard. Historic Brawl is just... I'm in the mood where I just think everything is just really stupid. Like you can't get away with anything. You just can't play any card, ever. You just lose. Because you didn't play the right card. At least it wasn't green. Another problem with Mana Drain is when you cast it, your opponent concedes, like it doesn't lead to interesting content. No one wants to watch you cast Mana Drain on turn 2 every game and then just your opponent concedes. It's like, look how good my commander was. Oh, no, Mana Drain. Mana Drain won all the games for you. You didn't have a commander. I don't have a good Mana Drain, like, mana value situation right here, but I'll still cast it on kind of anything, you know. Oh, never mind. I subconsciously did not want to cast it, so I grabbed a tap land. Joke's on you. We're not gonna Maelstrom Pulse. Maybe Mana Drain's even better. Whenever... Okay. Weird. Defense to the heart. Alright, well now they can't really play another creature. Like, they just literally cannot play another creature until they deal with this. Might not be a lot of ways to deal with it, so... we shall see. That doesn't deal with it. And there's no... Oh, Light of Hope does it, I guess? Yeah, Light of Hope does it. Specifically. Looks like they got one that... They might have actually full stop got Force Spike. In fact, I think that's exactly what they got, so... Just cast Leovold? No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's Force Spike here. Yeah. They can't be anything else. That's a very annoying set of cards I just grabbed there, huh? That's very annoying. Let's get rid of Maelstrom Pulse. And just hold these. Oh, wait a minute. I can play this and sack it. I don't need to put a land in play, and they can't force spike any part of this. So that works out. That's nice. Alright, found the line. Almost didn't see that. Let's get a blue and a black. No, a black and a green? No, blue and black is fine. Okay, that worked out. It worked out. Still can't play another creature until they randomly spin into Light of Hope with the tome. Which is a 1 in 10. Double Force Spike doesn't stop this now, so I can blow up Tome, and they're back to having to do something about it, so... Okay, I don't know what the second one is. It could be a whole bunch of different stuff. But one of them is a Force Spike. Also, dodging Duress by actually casting my spells is a good idea. They would have cast Light of Hope first. They randomly generated Swords of Plowshares. Excellent. Still leaving up Force Spike. A day late, $1 short. Doesn't really amount to much here once the read has been read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I have an 8 in my deck? No, I don't. It's still right to cast this, I think. Although I could just cast this. Actually, you know what? Let's just cast Deadly Cover Up, because that way I know my opponent's hand. I like that, so let's get rid of it. You can just see what my opponent, their hand is. We name swords because they can have, and probably do have, a real swords in their deck. So, yep, there it is. Overwhelming Splendor, Ulamog, Elish Norn, Weird Nonsense. Of course, they have Skyclave, why wouldn't they? Beseiju. Weird Elish Norn, Mana, Frogify. Alright, bunch of other nonsense there. And we pass. Nothing in hand gains life for the opponent. Yeah, you can just read what it was by priority. My opponent's still willing to leave it up, which doesn't amount to anything when... Oh, no, utter insignificance is what they leave up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think there's a 9 in my deck either. There really isn't any incentive, honestly, to hold this card. So I think I'm just going to cast it. I'm trying to think, is there an 8 or a 9 in my deck? I don't think there's either. Yeah, we were just casting it. Cast Leovold and block with it. It gets the Frogify out of hand. There's nothing else to do with this card, so that's what I'm going to do with it. They just... I mean, at the very least, I just draw, right? I think it's always right to cast it, because it at least draws a card. Oh, they didn't target it. Oh, opponent, you're supposed to target it. What are you doing? Toxic much? Opponent is, using their brain. I don't like this. Okay, maybe they're gonna get punished for trying to use their brain, though. Alright, did you top deck and I win the game card? Alright, nope, you're wrecked. Look at that. Locked under, or I'd say slowed down by defense, which is funny because, well, no, it's not that funny. Obviously, I have something to put into play with defense, but if I didn't, like if I had two of the giant things sitting in my hand, they wouldn't know that defense didn't do anything, but it obviously did do something. Was going to. And then we just top decked the 7-mana Door to Nothingness. Funny enough, they can actually force spike. Oh, no, they can't. They cannot. I was going to say they can force spike one of the spells, but no, they can't do that. That's not how force spike works. Yeah. The read was pretty free, I feel, but the rest of... We didn't get, like... I mean, the swords was a good hit, but the naturalized one would have been the best by a metric landslide. Light of Hope. Ponder would have been annoying. Dark Ritual wouldn't have done anything. Duress would have been annoying. Yeah, there's a fair amount of them that would have been decent. Swords is a good one, especially for a second roll. Swords is pretty nice. Tome of the Infant is ridiculous. It feels like I'm playing Hearthstone. I say that every time Tome comes up. Tome just feels like Hearthstone. Oh my goodness, I didn't see how late it was. I gotta stop playing Magic. I gotta stop. Oh, what have I done? I didn't even eat food yet. Oh my god, I got caught up. I will say, the deck building part of this was probably my favorite part of this. I just like Sultai decks. I actually haven't really played a lot of Sultai lately. Was the last one just Nashi? No, we played the weird lizard scaly thing from Final Fantasy that is Muldrotha but not Muldrotha. So I've played Sultai recently. But so yeah, Leovold does kind of suck. I said this in the intro, or at least I was maybe a bit more polite about it, but Leovold's just not good. These two abilities, just Nadu is better for the bottom one than Leovold, and Narset, or excuse me, just the top part isn't very good in this format. 1v1 is just not great. In multiplayer, it's insane. I kind of wish this got unbanned in regular EDH, but it doesn't really bother me that it isn't unbanned. It's just weird. I'm going to get into a tangent about EDH if I don't stop myself right now. Yeah, so I'm not going to actually talk about that. It's not what we just did. We played Historic Brawl. The green situation is so good. I tried to play, like, blue-black things in my Sultai deck, but you just get swamped by green decks that don't care about either of these. I mean, a lot of decks don't care about either of these regardless, but green in particular doesn't. It's the most played color, and it is the best color, so you're already at a disadvantage there, especially when I was trying to really not play a ton of the green 1-3 green ramp nonsense. But this is still so good that it just completely nullifies what Leovold even aims to do. I should probably have put, well, more green cards in here, but the other Days Undoing effects back in. I took them out because they weren't doing anything. But if I could just ramp, like playing this turn 2 was never a thing. Or when I got 2-3 mana, let's say turn 3, it just would rather always play Harrow, Cultivate, World Wagon, Heaped Harvest. Like, I'd rather play any of these Uro instead of this on 3 mana. Some matchups, maybe not the case, but most of the time that is the case. Some decks do want to draw, and you can sort of stop them, but the decks that are interested in doing any kind of draw-go thing can just simply kill this and then go back to doing whatever it is they were doing. And you drew a card, but you're not Nadu, so you just drew one card and then it died, and then you're back to just doing the probably whatever ramp into some wing game spell. So it doesn't really work
in the way I want a Sultai control kind of deck to work. Therefore, the end step, instant speed, playing your opponent's turn kind of thing. There's just a lot of better commanders for that. Like Nashi is just... It's going to be very hard to replace Nashi because it has Flash now, and that completely and utterly changes everything about Nashi. Like, the entire 99 is now different because it has Flash, and you can play that Sultai control game. I think my old... Actually, let's look at it. I was taking a gander at it, comparing the two. Oh, this is just way different. This is about where I think Leovold kind of started, was more like this. Actually, a lot like this is where our Leovold list started. And that's actually a good side-by-side. I should... You know what I should do from moving on is, like, save a copy of the starting list and then show what it looked like by the end of it. Actually, I should start doing that. That's a good idea. Oh, I'm so smart. So yeah, this is where it ended up. And going back to Nashi, they looked almost the same, and this is just where Leovold wanted to seem to pivot itself into being. And I mean, you could probably play mono green Leovold, and I might even try to just play mono green Leovold, because to me that might just be better than some of these black and blue cards that we had in here. I think that would just be better in that way. But then you would just kind of be a worse green deck than all the other ones, because your commander kind of isn't great. I think there's a commander in green. Funny enough, I think... Hold on, what is it? Surak? Surak is right. Like, Surak is uncounterable. But whenever something's targeted, you draw. So actually, this might just be better as the quote-unquote mono-green Leovold, and you just draw cards. It doesn't have the top part of your opponent can't draw, you know. But hey, it's uncounterable. That might be nice. I'd say Leovold's a little bit better than that card, to be precise. But yeah, like if you want a Sultai control thing, just play Nashi. Nashi also has the ability to combo with the command zone. Like your commander is a combo piece. You flicker it over and over and just pick up extra turn effects. You just eventually will win. Emergent Ultimatum is almost always a 7-mana win the game. There was a game where I did cast it, and I cast Expropriate, took 2 extra turns, and I cast Worst Fears, which is the Mindslaver effect. And I still lost that game. Believe it or not, I took 2 extra turns, and my opponent lost their turn. It's not like it's Emrakul. You steal the turn, and then it goes right back to you. So I kind of took like 3 turns in a row, and I still lost. Which, at the time, the way the deck was built, should just not happen, right? If you take 3 turns in a row, or you take 2 extra turns, and you steal your opponent's turn, and then it goes back to you for your 3rd turn in a row, and you don't win, there's something wrong. So after that had happened, I had to really change a lot of stuff, because it should not happen, ever. Almost, I'd argue, even if you're just in top deck mode, there's a lot of scenarios in which you have no business losing in that situation. They had Scute Swarm, so Worst Fears didn't really do anything on their end. I couldn't stop the 55 tokens, and then it went back to me. I couldn't find anything. I was actually 1 card off of drawing this. I was looking for Damnation, and I could have actually found it off the Emergent Ultimatum. But, again, the 2 Expropriate Worst Fears, if your opponent doesn't auto-concede, you're just likely to hit what you need. But yeah, this card was 1 card down too low for me to cast it and stabilize through all of that. So honestly, it kind of almost got there, but had to reevaluate. That effectively should not happen. And that made me change it around a lot. Losing to green because it doesn't care about your commander at all means you either accommodate that situation, concede to 75% of your opponents because everyone's playing green, or if you can't beat them, join them, which is just play green cards yourself, because the Sultai mid-range situation is gonna demand a lot of green cards. I wasn't playing heavy into creatures. You probably can, though, because this doesn't care just about itself. It's all of your permanents. Actually, I think Nadu is the same with creatures, right? Yeah, so you don't have to target this for it to die, but your opponent is obviously going to target this first, because otherwise you just draw a bunch of cards, and that's not ideal. But if you have big enough or scary enough threats in play that they have to kill, then I suppose you have the chance of drawing multiple cards. And I think Surak does sort of do that. So if you want the... Oh, there it goes. If you want the Sultai mid-range beatdown kind of thing, you might just want to play Surak as your commander, and, you know, now you don't have to actually think about anything. Who needs blue or black cards? You just play this. You lose access to, like, Dark Ritual, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. You're mono green, you don't care. I never cast Emrakul. I think I got close a couple times. I got way closer than I was getting when I had Ulamog in here, and that cost 4 less. Well, you know, once I added the ramp spells. So I think just having some kind of giant dumb thing to not only, I guess, not get decked out, just have this thing eventually you cast that wins, that can't really be stopped forever, quote unquote, because if it is removed, you can find it again. It's very difficult. It's extremely difficult to permanently deal with Emrakul. I think Rest in Peace does it. So, like, Graveyard Hate does it. Ghost Vacuum technically does it. There's ways. It's just a little hard to do that. Obviously, I'm talking about a scenario that doesn't happen that much anyways, where, like, the only thing left in your deck that could actually win is Emrakul, and the game isn't over yet. That would imply that your opponent doesn't have anything that would be killing you, because if this is your only win condition in your deck left, you might not have a lot of ways left to also stay alive till you find it, because the game has just apparently gone on that long. But hey, I don't know, if you mill protection, you know, mill protection for that one time you saw mill 3 years ago, now you really get them good. But all in all, just not a very good commander. I can't really recommend it. There's just better Sultai commanders. There's better mid-range green beatdown things that don't quite care about the other two colors. There's literally just playing Nadu in the command zone. This has a lower bracket, I think, though, so if you care about that. Also, the casting cost is a bit steep. There's no generic mana in it. Ancient Tomb was just like the Niv... Actually, Niv Mizzet, it was better, because Niv Mizzet was flooded with mana rocks. So this might have actually been even worse deck for Ancient Tomb. I did try to play only the ramp spells that do get cast off of Ancient Tomb, so none of the double green ones, really. So I could actually, like, use this on turn 2 a lot more often, which is where it's, like, really good, or, you know, turn 1. But, yeah, I don't know. Just not that great. Not that great of a commander. I like Sultai, though. I mean, I like it in almost any iteration. Emergent Ultimatum is a fun card to cast and just simply win. It would be, yeah. Oh yeah, Worst Fears, right. This card specifically, finding Worst Fears, didn't really feel great. If your opponent loses their hand because you wheeled it away with Leovold, or they just ran out of cards or something, and they can't draw additional cards because Leovold's in play, then you can't really blow them up or blow them out of the water with their own cards, because you have Leovold and they don't have a lot of cards in their hand. So Worst Fears doesn't exploit your opponent's hand too well in this deck. And the combat situation is not too bad either, because I don't have a lot of creatures to make bad combat decisions for my opponent. It's like I just have a 3/3 sitting there, and I can't, like, kill an Eshki that's at 4 or whatever. So that is a little awkward there. Yeah, Worst Fears didn't pan out too well. In fact, it's funny that a lot of people actually just gave me Worst Fears off of Emergent Ultimatum. Like, haha, I got you. And then I realized, like, oh, Mindslavering you in this spot actually wasn't that great. So I took it out. And I think Emergent Ultimatum got better because of that. I think there was actually a game I got Treasure Cruise Dig Through Time, Expropriate, just at 7 mana. Treasure Cruise Dig Through Time is certainly very good. draw 3, then look at the top set. It's like draw 3 and then stock up. I think that's worth 7 mana. I did win that game. I think that I did that, yeah. So, yeah, that's all I have for it. Probably a few cards that could have been in here. I mean, again, the wheel effects were just not doing anything, but they could probably come back in because I have so much ramp. I could now reasonably cast Leovold and the wheel in the same turn. So I don't just have to try to untap with Leovold, which was another issue, just like Niv Mizzet was having, where I struggled to actually just like untap with it, even if it isn't that scary. It's like people say, oh, I'll just kill it because I don't really have anything else to do. 3 mana draw a card is sometimes what it was. Your opponent discards a removal spell and you draw a card. That's what your commander said because they killed it. And they're like, alright, that's fine. So, yeah. Let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, Glarb too, yeah. There's just so many other